Hi there, as usual it's me, just a voiceover, you're watching review machines, and today we have quite a peculiar theme of this video. The weather is so fine this spring, so let's enjoy it, cruising through huge water areas this time. Without being said, let's begin the unpacking of our transport for today. And while we are preparing, I'll tell you in a word about today's agenda. This time we are going to discuss the topic that will be interesting for all those who choose an inflatable boat for using with engine. Generally, there are two variants. The first one is the most simple and affordable. It's just an usual inflatable boat with soft bottom. And the second variant is RIB, or rigid inflatable boat. The both variants are suitable for using them with boat motors up to 40 HP, but RIB boats are 2 times more expensive than usual ones. So today we are going to find out if RIB boats are worth their money, what are their pros and cons. We will make all the tests to show you all the difference between two variants. Meantime, we've prepared two boats. The usual boat is called Stormline, and the RIB boat is called Andromeda. And the first thing I want to notice that it takes approximately the same time to pump up the both boats. The weight of the usual boat is 53 kilos, RIB one weighs 60 kilos, so the weight difference is not significant. Now it's time to attach the engines. To make our test be fair, we took the same motor for both boats. It's called Mikatsu 30 HP, it's the most suitable motor for our boats. We will look at it closer a bit later, and now we have the final preparations for our trip. The boats are inflated, the motors are mounted, it seems everything is ready. It's time to hit the road, let's go! It might seem that there is no any difference between these two boats cruising on water. They have the same length 4 meters and carrying capacity the same 700 kilos. So why should we pay more for RIB one? Well, let's look at the boats a bit closer. Stormline Air Classic 400. The length is 4 meters. There are 3 inflatable sections and the bottom 2 seats. It can fit 5 people. The transom height is 380 mm. The boat is suitable for motors up to 30 HP. There are many comfy handles on a boat. Now RIB Andromeda RS 400. The base here is a rigid plastic frame with an inflatable balloons attached to it. The length is also 4 meters. The boat can be used with motors up to 40 HP, but 30 HP motor is the most suitable here. There are also 2 seats, but besides we have a waterproof locker here. In general, RIB has the same dimensions and the specs as usual inflatable boat. Now a few words about the engine we chose for the test. It's 2-stroke, 2 cylinders, carburetors, 30 HP motor Mikatsu. The weight is 53 kilos. The start is manual. The fuel consumption is about 11 liters per hour. The fuel tank is external. Its volume is 24 liters. This motor has the specs that are most suitable for our boats. And now we are moving to the practice. As I said, it might seem there is no any difference between the boats. Yes, the motors and main specs are the same. But there is a huge difference. It's a rigid bottom and inflatable one. The rigid bottom slides on water better and provides higher speed. Besides, the RIB has a keel that gives us a performance that usually big sea motorboats have. Then it's much more easier on RIB boat to move in a hydroplaning mode. It provides higher speed and less fuel consumption. Well, it's so pleasure to sweep on water in such a beautiful weather. But let's have a brief stop to see the difference between the bottoms of the boats. As we can see, an inflatable bottom is not absolutely flat, but anyway, there is no keel, and RIB has the keel. Mainly, it's the only difference between these two boats, but it's huge. By the way, the bottom here has a special shape. It's called a double keel. There is an upper one and a lower one. Such shape makes it easier to go to hydroplaning mode on water. We can see the difference even when we stand still. It's not so comfy to stand in a regular inflatable boat, and you can easily stand in a RIB one. It's much more stable and it's more comfortable to stand on a hard surface than on a soft one. Let's move back to the tests now. Let's watch how the boats are hydroplaning. As we can see, the inflatable boat is dangling all the way, and it's harder to handle it at a high speed. RIB is moving much more stable and faster. That is the result of having a rigid keel. Now I'll show you how the passengers feels in our boats. Actually, it shakes harder in an inflatable boat than an RIB one. And now it's time to measure the maximum speed. Firstly, we check the maximum speed of the inflatable boat with one man on board. The result is 39 km per hour. Now let's try with two passengers. It's interesting that the maximum speed is almost the same now. It's 38 km per hour. Now let's turn RIB Andromeda with one man on board. The result is 49 km per hour. And trying with two men. This time the difference is more. The maximum speed is 45 km per hour. Now I should mention the next advantage of RIB boats. They are more maneuverable. It's easier to turn around on water. The inflatable boat doesn't have a keel, so the turning radius is more. The next thing, the RIB boat allows to install a steering console that makes it be almost like a sea motorboat. Besides, the RIB boat is more durable, and it's hard to puncture it, as opposed to any inflatable boat. But the usual inflatable boat also has some advantages. The first one, it's much more easy to store it and transport it, cause it takes less space when it's not inflated. An RIB boat requires a trailer to transport it, and usual boat can be fitted almost in any car. And the second advantage of the inflatable boat is the price. Speaking about the prices, at our stage, an inflatable boat Stormline 400 costs about $1,100, and the RIB Andromeda costs about $2,200. By the way, the price of the motor Mikatsu is $2,400. Speaking about the main topics of this video, should we pay twice as more for RIB boats? And I think we should. The RIB is way better on water than any inflatable boat. So if you have a room to store it and money to buy it, your choice is obvious. Thanks for having fun with us today. Please post your comments with your experience with motorboats. Consider subscribing the channel if you liked this video. Stay with us, there will be many more interesting materials here. Goodbye.